I believe in books because they bring me joy.
I believe in books because, as Fernando Pessoa put it, literature is the most agreeable way of ignoring life.
And there's something incredibly comforting to me about the fact that I could live for literally hundreds of years and never run out of amazing books to read.
I believe in books because of the way that my kids believe in books, the way that my toddler drags me over to read her the same stories over and over again, the comfort that it brings her, the way my baby just wants to flip up the little flaps and find Spot again and again.
Ever since the moment where I was able to read on my own, they've been my constant companions. They've kept me company when I felt lonely. They've showed me the way when I felt lost. They made me want to join the ranks of those authors whose books I admired.
The idea that somebody could pick up my book in maybe 20, 30, 50 years and be able to read it without having to do a software update or charge anything up is just something romantic to me.
You can turn the corners of the pages down, you can underline things, you can highlight things, you can write notes, you can scroll all over them, but you cannot change what is printed in a book.
I work in the field of technology, and that's a world where you have documents that can be endlessly and infinitely edited and re-edited and commented upon. And I think when I committed to producing an artifact like a book, I found it led to a deeper level of consideration in what I was writing and the advice that I was giving, because it's fixed in a way that documents aren't.
They are permanent accounts of what the author thought.
Somebody somewhere spent hundreds of hours lovingly, painstakingly writing this book, that it took another person, potentially on the other side of the world, hours to read. And in the process, inspired them, taught them something new, gave them a sense of escapism, new frameworks, empathy, and so much more.
Asking me why I believe in books feels a little like asking me why I believe in air. I believe in books because books have given me my career, my interests, so many of my passions in life. I think books are the lifeblood, not only of what we do as writers, but also of how we learn about the world around us.
Obviously, I believe in books. I believe in books because some of the most important relationships I've had have come through literature. Some of those relationships are with people who are alive, writers, other readers, booksellers, and a lot of them are with people who are dead, but whose lives live on through the arguments, the stories, the long-form, thoughtful transfer of something big and numinous and irreducible from a writer's head into a reader's head through thousands and thousands of words.
They're a deeply human, versatile technology. And when you think about it, the story of books is really the story of human development. Our curiosity, our need to share knowledge, and our desire to connect across time and space.
I think books are something that have existed for millennia and will exist well into the future, because without them, who are we as people? How do we record our histories? How do we record our ideas? How do we record everything we believe in?
I believe in books because they have the power to take us to different places and make us think in different ways. And that's just as true for non-fiction as fiction.
Books are the original multi-sensorial immersive experiences.
Books are portals. They're portals into other people's minds, other universes, other ways of thinking, other frameworks that you've never considered. And without being able to jump through a portal, we don't learn and we don't know what it's like to walk in somebody else's shoes.
I believe in books because for me, they're windows, not just into other societies and cultures and ideas and people, but into myself. I've learned more about myself from reading books than from doing just about anything else.
Sometimes the spark of an idea, of hearing someone else's perspective, particularly one that you might never have considered before, can be all that it takes to change the trajectory of somebody's life.
Books perform real magic. Even the process of putting words together is called spelling. And the spells books cast can connect us with people we wouldn't otherwise meet. And that connection can perform the magic of making our minds change. And through those changes in mindset, the world itself can change and can become a better place.
I believe in books because I believe that storytelling, in all its forms, is one of the most powerful tools that we have to change the world around us.
Books, in short, are our ticket to freedom.
I believe in books because they gave me a world before the world was accessible to me. I grew up on a tiny remote island where it would have been easy for geography to limit the size of my life. Books erased that distance.
When I was growing up in a little factory town in New Jersey, I used to skip school to go to the library because that's where the books were. And the books were like a magic portal to other places and other people, other ways of living, other ways of thinking, a world of new ideas for me.
They let me travel, question, and imagine possibilities I'd never been told were mine. They gave me language for what I felt and courage for what I hoped. Books don't just inform us, they expand what we believe is possible.
I dedicated my life to books, to teaching books, to writing books, and still reading a lot of books for all the new places they can still take me.